Hi, I am Priya Kartikey. I am from PGP batch 2020-22 from IIM Trichy, and I'll be talking about the unemployment steep rise in the unemployment rate in India as part of my IEP final submission. So the unemployment rate in India has rose sharply to 9.1% in December 2020. Even as an economic activity continues to increase, the unemployment rate in December was the highest in the past 6 months. And since the beginning of the India's recovery in June, after the months of the lockdown, according to a Mumbai-based Central for Monitoring Indian Economy, the unemployment rate in December was over 2.5% higher than 6.5% recorded in November. According to CMIE, founder and MD of Maheshwas recently opined that unemployment was seen steadily rising in the weekly estimates during December. It makes it much worse than the rise in unemployment comes along with high inflation, which has been in the vicinity of 7% in recent months. Further, the big increase in unemployment strengthens the worries regarding the recovery process, said Mr. Vyas. A reason in the rising unemployment rate in December was partially can be of the labor participation rate. According to CMIE, it may be noted that the LPR had fallen to 40% in December 2020 from 40.7% in the preceding 2 months. The lower LPR reduced in the labor recovery to 40.6%, reduced in the implied that the lower number of people were looking for jobs. This is the reason why unemployment rate fell to 6.5% in November. However, the number of people looking for work increased. According to CMIE, the labor force increased from an estimate of 421 million in November to 427 million in December. However, a bulk of a new 6 million people looking for a job remain largely unemployed. One of the key reasons behind rising unemployment last month was the failure of the farm sector to absorb the influx of additional labor, which came from the unorganized labor, which were unemployed during the lockdown. Farming is the last resort for many who have rendered jobless. But December is not the month in which it can absorb labor. This is the month when it sheds jobs. In each of the past 5 years since 2017, labor employed in farming in December has shrunk compared to in November. In December 2019, the jobless from farming was 10 million, said Mr. Vyas, a founder of CMI. The story in December 2020 was no different in sector shed 9.8 millions of jobs. Subsequently, the count of unemployment individual mounted to 38.7 million in December in comparison to 27.4 million in November, a massive increase of 11.3 million. Maheshwas noted that the sharp rise has now placed the unemployment higher than before the lockdown. The average count of unemployment in 2019-20 was 33.3 million. The highest count in the year was 37.9 million in March 2020, and it was below 36 million before that. While the increase in labor force contributed partially to the rising unemployment rate, a fall in employment also increased unemployment number last month. Employment fell by 4.8 million from 393.6 million in November to 388.8 million in December, a 36% drop. The farm sector letting go of workers, the deterioration in labor market conditions across urban and rural region also led to higher unemployment. Meanwhile, urban India saw its unemployment rate rise to 7.1% to 8.8%. In urban India too, there has been a rise in LPR from 37.1% to 37.7%. The unemployment rate also fell to 34.4%. The sharp deterioration in the labor market condition may act as a roadblock in the process of economic recovery, as it has led to lower employment opportunities. CMIE indicates that Such problems are persistent in more than one sector and region. CMI noted that the employment has been falling on monthly basis from September 2020. It is not a good sign for the economy, and it could lead to much slower recovery, higher income inequality. Thank you.